Hi everybody and welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am Nikki Lane. I am the author of The Change Journey, as most of you may know, being on my page. And if you saw the posts, what I'm going to do is go live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and just chat to you about all the different characters and give you a chance to understand who I am and what I do, and just a little bit about me, which is an opportunity for you to ask questions or talk about the book or anything that you have. So if you are jumping on live, I'd love you to say hi and let me know if you're here. And then also if you're watching the replay, please just type in the comments that you watch the replay, just with a little hashtag replay. And if you have any questions, then I'll be able to find it and have a chat to you about any questions that you may have. So I want to talk first about Aspiring Isabel, because she's going to be our first character of the book. Well, she is the first character of the book. But just before we do that, I'm just going to take a little step back and talk about the self-awareness part of the book, just so you get a little bit of an understanding of the point of self-awareness and how important it is. Because when I'm talking about a change journey, hey, Sarah's on. Yay, thank you for joining me live. When I'm talking about having a change journey, I think a lot of people think about it more of as an external journey, and it's really more about an internal journey. It's a journey within yourself to discover the things that you want to change. And self-awareness is the biggest part of that, because if we aren't aware of who we are and what we think and what our perspectives are, then we kind of go through life in this naive little state, which allows us, or doesn't allow us, but what happens is we then take on other people's opinions, or we do what other people think we want us to do, or we do what we think other people want us to do, or what we should do. So we're not really driving our own destiny. We're kind of being really influenced by the outside world. So I was very much like that. Without self-awareness, I was very much influenced around what I should do, what I thought was right, what other people said. I would just agree with people, I'd go with that, and not really ever question what do I want. And that's the essence of the change journey, is really bringing your self-awareness to who you are and what you can do to help you change so that you are happier in your life. An interesting little point about my lack of self-awareness is when I first did theta healing, I sat there and learnt this modality and just went, oh my God, I could help this person fix that about them, or I could help this person fix that about them. So I was so externally focused on other people. And then it wasn't until about halfway through the course and they said, you can't change anybody else. And I was like, oh, I was really deflated. And they were like, if you work on yourself, you'll realize that other people change around you based on your changes. And that is seriously what has happened in my life. So I have changed myself. I have worked on my healings and my perspectives and my opinions, and I've really worked with what I want and what makes me happy. And then the people around me change because it's that little ripple effect of energy that they shift because you're shifting. So it's a bit like if you walk into a room full of angry, cranky people, your mood just goes right down. But if you walk into a room full of really happy people, your mood increases. And that's what life is like. So if you're in your life and you're owning your life and you've got this amazing self-awareness and you're choosing things that bring you joy, then you bring other people up around you and people will change because you change. So it's just this amazing thing. So before we can go into Inspired Isabel, the thing that we need to do to enhance this self-awareness is do a bit of a stock take of our lives. And that's kind of the first part of the book, is really doing a stock take and really having a look at your life and just seeing, being really honest with yourself and asking yourself, what are the things in your life that are working? What are the things that aren't working? What are some patterns that are repeating that maybe you're not really happy with? What are the situations that arise where you don't feel comfortable? Or what are people doing or saying or being around you that don't make you comfortable? and really just analysing your whole life, really. It's like who you are, how do you feel, what parts of your life light you up, what parts of your life don't light you up. And this process can take an hour or it can take 10 days. Like, it's really just up to you, and it's just your own personal journey. But I really recommend that just before you even start on a change journey is really do this stock take of your life and really decide where it is that you currently are, and what you love about that and what you don't love about that. And the things that you don't love about that, they're the things that we're going to start working on and changing. And it can be really simple little things. Like, it could just be, I hate that I bite my nails, or I hate that I can't exercise when I want to, or that I don't have the motivation to exercise. Or it could be this pattern of rejection that keeps repeating itself. So my story was all about leaving a marriage, and it doesn't have to be this massive thing that you're going to change. It's really just about looking at all the elements of your life where you think this isn't really sitting right with me, it's not where I feel comfortable, and then deciding that I'm going to change that, and we will get to that later on. So once you've done that stock take, that's when you can bring in Inspired Isabel. So Inspired Isabel is all about your goals and your dreams and what do you want to do in your life, and it's your big stuff and it's your little stuff, and you know, maybe it's that just that you don't want to bite your nails anymore, or maybe it's you want to go on world trips, or you want to change careers, or you want to buy a car, or like, what is it that's going to really make your life this unbelievably happy place? And all you've got to do really is take your stock take list and go through all the things that aren't working in your life, and then flip them to the positives, because that'll be the thing that you want. So for instance, I bite my nails. Well, I want to have long, beautiful nails, and I want to go and have manicures, and I want to enjoy spending some money pampering myself, having a manicure. That's an amazing goal to have. For me, back in my day, when I realized that I was unhappy in my marriage, my goal was I need to leave this marriage. I need to work out some way that I can be happier in my life, and that means that I have to take the plunge and leave my marriage. So that was my kind of first goal, which is a massive hurdle to go through, but it's one that inspired all the little changes. So I just kind of did it the reverse way around. So it's about really letting go of the how this stuff comes to you. So, you know, if your dream is to live on the coast in a mansion, and you really want to just, you know, have a great car and live this amazing life in a mansion somewhere on the beach, but you just think, how am I ever going to get that? Like, that is so impossible for me. That's not where you're going to go at the moment. Your Inspired Isabel is completely that. It's about being inspired and getting excited about what it is that you really want to bring into your life. More friends, you know, more money, all these beautiful things that you can have, that you just need to open yourself up to the possibility of having them. And that's what Inspired Isabel's flower, the bottle brush, is actually means. It's the possibilities. So if you look at a bottle brush, it looks like a hairbrush, like one of those round hairbrushes, and it has all the filaments coming out of it. So what I loved about the bottle brush, meaning possibilities, is that all those thousands of filaments in the bottle brush resemble the thousands of millions of possibilities that you have in your life to be happy. And you just need to put it on a piece of paper and get it out there and really understand from you through Inspired Isabel what it is in your life that's going to really light up your boat. Now I'm just going to talk about what I have in the book, which is some examples of things that you could look at. So it's like, what do you want around you moving forward, and who do you want around you moving forward? And what would you love to do for your work or your career? What would you love to do for your enjoyment, relaxation, sport? How would you like to act and speak towards yourself? So in terms of your self-talk, which for a lot of us is always very negative. So maybe that's something you want to change. How do you want to act and speak towards others? Where would you like to live? What would you like to live in? What would you like your appearance to be? And what would you like your health to be? So they're kind of just some real thought starters, but go big and go wide, and just cover all ends of the spectrum. So go from the I don't want to bite my nails anymore to the mansion on the beach. You know, whatever is going to light your fire, bring in your inspired Isabel and write them down. And no matter how silly they seem or how trivial you think they might be, just write it all down and get it all out. Now, the trick about this is when people are doing this inspired Isabel exercise is they still sit in that unself-aware state, and they start to put in things like, I want to have a thriving business. So I've done this with a client before, and this is exactly what she said. She said, I want to have this thriving business. And I said, well, how does that make you feel? And she went, yeah, it's good. It's hard, and it would be really hard. And when we dug down further, that actually wasn't her inspired Isabel thought. That was what she thought was her inspired Isabel thought based on other people's opinions of what she should do. In actual fact, her inspired Isabel was, I actually don't want to run a business and be tied to it 24/7. And I'd rather just go and do something that I really love and enjoy and spend my time getting a wage and not having to run a business. So in her head, she was still very much in that, this is what other people are expecting of me. So just when you write down all your inspired Isabel stuff, just really go back and have a look. And I want you to ask yourself, once you've written that list, are these things that I want? So not that I should do and not what other people are expecting me to do, but is this what I want? Is this going to make me happy? Is this going to bring me joy? And does this light my fire? Because if you're not excited about every single thing on your list, then they're not things that are going to motivate you to keep going and to help you through your change journey. Because I'm trying to think of the right word, but you want to make the change. So if that end goal or that desire or that inspiration or that possibility that you've come up with is not exciting for you, and it's actually not for you, it's for somebody else, and you're trying to please somebody else, then that's not going to be a goal that you're going to work towards. So really, first of all, you're going to dump everything down. You're just going to write every single thing down, and then you can start going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Is this for me? Does it make me feel excited? If it doesn't, scrub it off the list. If it's for somebody else, scrub it off the list. Then start going deeper and deeper and deeper until you have this list of stuff. And it can be 10 things, it can be 100 things, it can be 1,000 things, of things that you seriously go, this is what I want, this is what I want to head towards, this is my vision, this is my goal, and I am totally inspired by every single one of these possibilities coming into my life. Because that feels amazing. And then that list continues to grow and change as you continue to grow and change. So it becomes your starting list. So my starting list was, well, I want to leave my marriage. And then it was more than that. It was like, well, what are the possibilities for me? So the possibilities were like, oh my God, I could have my own home and I wouldn't have to worry about, the dynamics of the relationship, and I could just do what I want, and I could have weekends free, and because we'd be sharing the kids, and I'd have some more me time back. And these were the positive, inspiring things that I was working towards through my big decision of leaving my marriage. From there, it was like, well, then I want to find a new man, and I want to really experience love. And so I just went into this massive download of what it is that I want. If I actually got out of this situation that's not making me happy, what are these amazing possibilities that I could have? And I just went hard and I went wild, and they lit me up so much, and I got so excited about them. And that's what kept me going on my journey. Now that I've kind of moved on and I'm 10 years, well, I think I'm 12 years through now, my goals have changed. And if you've read the book and you know me, and one of my goals at the moment is to move to the South Coast, and I am super excited about that. And I always have vision boards and lists and ideas and possibilities of all the different things that come with that. And they're little details like, you know, if I see an olive tree, I think, oh, I want to have an olive tree. And then we were down in the Snowy Mountains the other week having a holiday, and there were thousands of rose bushes, beautiful, beautiful rose bushes. And I said to Scott, I want to have a rose garden. So they're the little things that are my inspired Isabel at the moment. They're the things that light my fire and keep me motivated to keep going to that change and really bringing that change through to me, which that's all it is. It's all about is just having these possibilities and working towards them. The other thing is for this book, you know, I get really excited about connecting with people, and when people ring me and tell me how much they're loving my book and it's really inspiring them and getting something out of it, that is just lighting my fire. And I've got all these dreams and plans that I'm heading towards of how I can make this bigger and reach more people. And it's really, really exciting. So my Inspired Isabel changes all the time, and yours will as well. So I think that's kind of all I wanted to say about Inspired Isabel. I also said that I was going to give away a prize, and I'm really still happy to do that, even though Sarah's my only person online. But if you have watched the replay, please hashtag replay and that you want to be involved in the giveaway. And then what I'll do is I'll visit the comments later, and then I'll pick someone and do a giveaway. So you may have seen that my Change Journey cards were coming in my videos or my posts, and I'm so excited to say that they're here. They got delivered the other day, kind of. So here they are. You can see there's the back, and it's all around the wrong way, but they're really beautiful. And here's the front of them, and I can only show you these 6 because what happened was the printer stuffed up and then really did a bad job on the rest of them, and they all have white boxes behind the flowers. So I have all my poor people who had pre-orders of cards. I've had to contact them this week and say I can't get you your cards this week, but they've all been amazing, and they're just going to wait for them. So hopefully by next week I'll have the full packs of the cards printed beautifully, and these are things that you can use in conjunction with your book, so that what you can do is on a certain day just pull a card. And so if I pulled Manifesting Mel, then I would go to the book, read what Manifesting Mel is about, and then yeah, just know that I have to bring more of her into my day. So it's really exciting. This is another little Inspired Isabel. There's something else I've been working towards, and it's just about really putting down, like seriously, Inspired Isabel is really getting clear around what it is that you want, and then your vibration will start to head towards that. That's a very simplistic term, and we still have 1,000 other characters to go through, which will deepen that experience, and I can take you into that in more depth. So if you're just starting your change journey, stock take where you're at, stock take about the things that you don't want to do, flip them, or not the things you don't want to do, the things that aren't serving you, the things that aren't making you happy, the things that aren't bringing you joy. Flip them on their heads, turn them into the positives, and start manifesting and putting it out there and saying, this is what I want. And your energy will shift, and you'll be excited, and you'll be it'll just really flip the switch to start on your change journey. And then next week we can come into more details around how we start to work towards those. So just really quick, easy little tips. It's not a big laborious live session every Wednesday night. Obviously, as more people start joining live and have questions, we can drag it out if we need to, but that's not really the intent. The intent is to just give you little snippets of information about the book and the specific character, and then help you use that for that week so that you can then be ready for the next character the following week. So thank you for joining, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you again next week.